Hello, Alex Mitchell here with RDO Equipment out of Moorhead, Minnesota. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the 1025R behind me and some recent updates. We did a video a couple of years ago highlighting this new front 3-point heavy-duty snowblower setup, and I don't know, we've got tens of thousands of views on that already, so awesome. Thank you for liking that video and all the questions too. So if you guys ever check out that video, there's a ton of questions, like 75, 80 questions that we've answered, and I've tried to keep up with them the best I can. I've answered some, RDO Equipment's answered some, so keep asking those questions. If you guys have any questions, ask them there, or give us a call at RDO Moorhead. Again, Google RDO Moorhead, give us a buzz, look for Alex, call me, ask for me, whatever I can do to help you, I'm here for you. So a couple updates since that video a couple years ago. So I don't want to go through everything here, but what we did, the major update here, and I'll go through the minor ones afterwards, or should I just leave? You know what, I'm going to leave the good one for last. So what we did here is, up here in Fargo, North Dakota, we get some real frigid temperatures, and we're trying to eliminate some gel up issues. Now, again, that really comes down to what type of fuel you're using, right? Straight one, a blend, straight two. You know, we all know in the frigid temps we should be running at least a blend, if not a straight one. Sometimes you can get bad gas, or bad fuel, I should say. We're talking about diesel, so you could get a bad batch of some diesel fuel. Things happen, right? Sometimes it's just unpreventable. But we here at RDO, we're trying to take the steps to help prevent that, right? So one thing that we decided to do, and it has helped. Now, is it a perfect solution? Probably not, but for less than $100, we did a side cover on this. Now, covering this side panel here, if you remember, behind this is a water separator. Okay, you can see it back there. There's a water separator. Now, your fuel lines are coming up underneath the tractor and up on the opposite end of the firewall, and into the fuel separator here before it goes to your engine. Now, the benefits of this side cover that snaps on, which is really nice, is keeping heat inside this engine compartment. The main reason for this is to try and keep that fuel as warm as possible to prevent any gel up issues. The second benefit of that is a little more heat in the cab. So that works in direct conjunction with our winter front cover. Okay, this is designed to keep your guys' air filter out of the ice, right, from icing up. The secondary benefit of this is more heat in the cab for your operator. So add these two on there. We've been running this for the last couple of years now, and I tell you what, it's worked. It's done its thing. I can't say that we haven't had any gel up issues, but we've definitely minimized it, right? Second update. Okay, if you guys remember this actuator kit, which I've had a ton of phone calls on, a lot of questions on this actuator kit, which now John Deere makes this as a kit. So now we have our nice weather-tight Deutz connector down here. So you have a tractor half of the kit, and then you got the snowblower half. And so now you'll find that as a kit from Deere. But if you remember in that first video, that switch to control that was on the dash to the left of the steering wheel, kind of by your left knee. Well, now we decided, let's take things a step further. Now, again, going back in the John Deere parts book, I now have full control of this snowblower. Got my up, down, and my left and right on my chute rotation. Well, now I got two rubber buttons here for my deflector controls. Now instead of driving along with the snowblower, now I got to control my deflector and doing one of these, switching my hands. Now I got it all just in one hand. So a little more comfortable, a little more user-friendly for you guys out there in the field. So hope you guys like that update. If you have any questions, give us a call. We'll certainly give you the part numbers for that kit. And then you'll have to have some extra wire around your shop. You'll have to extend the harness a little bit, but it's pretty easily done. Update number 3 to these units is we retrofitted the beacon to the new LED beacon that you're going to see coming out on quite a few of these tractors. Larger, you'll see it on the 4075 from the factory, but Deere has now a retrofit kit. So if you guys hate that big, ugly, bubble-looking, beacon light, you guys can go ahead, and I think this is less than $100. Plug and play retrofit kit. So if on any tractor that's got a bubble beacon, you can switch it to the super bright LED puck, and a little sleeker, smaller, so you're not going to catch as much stuff as you're driving under trees or things of that nature. So neat little update there, safety. Okay, so one thing we also did this year is, aside from the 1025R project, I wanted to play around with that 2025R. Up here in Fargo Moorhead, there's not a lot of guys running the 2025R or even really know what it is. And shame on us as a dealership for maybe not promoting it as well, but that 1025R, with all the great financing that it's had in the past years, it's been tough to beat that. And so we've got a ton of these 1025Rs out there, right? Well, when I put these or when the technicians, my team put these tractors together for us, I wanted to do two identical machines from one another, right? The 1025R and the 2025R. And what I did is I took these, a little experiment, took these bolt-on trailers, hitting up all the contractors that I do business with, or other sales guys that they do business with them, and just get some input, right? And to my surprise, a lot of, actually every single one that I've talked to, they're scratching their chin and they're going, you know what? Tell me more about that 2025R. So what this is a lot of the same pedigree from the 1025R, like I've mentioned in previous videos. It's essentially a 1025R from the steering wheel forward, okay, minus front axle placement, different wheel and tire size, a little bit larger, okay? So with that larger wheel and tire package, we get more ground clearance, okay? A little bit more weight to the machine, and weight's always your friend when you're moving snow. And then we also get 33% more road speed. So if you're out there doing a bunch of HOAs and you're going around within that HOA, maybe this is the right tractor for you. Well, a lot of my contractors, there's a lot of HOAs out there as well, again, scratching their chin, going, tell me more. Well, they're even looking at this to even replace the 1025Rs just because it's a little bit more of a robust tractor. One of the interesting things I've seen as I heard as feedback is it looks more like a tractor, right? Bigger wheels and tires, a little more masculine, looks like it could take a little bit more abuse. So it's definitely a tractor. If it's maybe something for you, other dealerships, I encourage you to take a look at this unit. Don't discredit it at all. It's the same 25 horse Yanmar engine, so it's got zero emissions on it whatsoever. It's rated at like 24.7 horsepower, so zero emissions whatsoever on it. Yeah, it's a very neat tractor, and if you are looking at this tractor over a 1025R, if you're pricing it out at your dealership, rule of thumb for me is about $3,000 difference between a 1025R and a 2025R. And honestly, moving snow commercially with something like this, that $3,000, that's easy to make up, just a couple more driveways or whatever. So it's my guys are, that I've talked to, they're not even batting an eye at that. They think they're looking at it going, well, it looks worth it, right? So I encourage you to take a look at it. Don't discredit it. Again, call with any questions. All right, so this brings me to the fourth and final and the most important update on this tractor that we did in the last couple of years, and that is the front hanger bearings, okay? So the front hanger bearings are the bearings that house the front end of the long 2,000 RPM PTO drive shaft that goes underneath your entire tractor, okay? And those bearings, if you'll know what I'm talking about if you've been in this world and or you're a commercial operator, that those bearings are, what we're seeing typically is about a 200-hour shelf life on them. I got guys that'll change those bearings every 200 hours when they do their oil changes, like clockwork, just because they know at some point soon they're going to eventually fail in the ice, snow, mud. When you're moving snow, they're just taking a lot of abuse, right? And so what we came up with, and in fact, this is in Deere's system, so I'll give you guys all part numbers you need. You can actually look this up directly with Timken. As of right now, the Deere, everybody thinks that Deere parts a little bit more expensive than what you can find them for on the aftermarket. Well, in fact, the Deere dealerships were selling this bearing the same price, if not a little bit cheaper than what I've found it online for. Maybe you can find it cheaper, but nonetheless, I'll lead you guys to water, give you guys a part number, and let you guys do with it what you will. But Timken, right? We all know, at least in my mind, growing up on the farm and ranch, the Timken is like that's the bearing to have, right? If you wanted to replace bearings in something. So we've got a new heavy-duty Timken bearing to replace the factory bearings that come with this Deere kit when you order the front 3-point PTO shaft. And this is all it is. So there's two of these inside that hanger set, and these bearings, I tell you what. So the technicians that put these two tractors together for me here in the last month, excuse me, they told me that with this bearing, and they have a little dummy shaft that they use to line up, line up the bearings, and you have to line up your RIO sensor. And so They said that these bearings actually go together a lot smoother, and when you go to run the machine, how much quieter it really is. Now, I would love to run it for you here on video and lift it up, but I don't know if the video is really going to do it any justice. We can certainly try, but yeah, try for yourself. Now, this bearing is, I believe it's 60 bucks a piece. So you're talking 120 bucks per tractor. That's peanuts when you're out there moving snow, compared to the Deere bearing that comes with the kit for the replacement bearing. Sorry, that bearing is $20 a piece. So yes, we're 3 times the price, but if we can get through a full season without having to replace these, or without having downtime at 3 in the morning in negative 20-degree weather, worth every penny, right? So all my guys in the Fargo-Moorhead area that run these tractors are going to be replacing their bearings with these. Going forward, any tractor that I have my hands on that we're building here at the store will automatically get these bearings no matter what. So anybody in the dealership world that sells a lot of these tractors, you're definitely going to want to use this. So the part number, if you want to zoom in on this, part number is A-206KRRB6-P. Now, that's your Deere part number. If we flip it over, here's your Timken part number, which is essentially the middle portion of this. So the Timken part number is right there, 206KRRB6. And get yourself 2 of those, put them in, you won't regret it. I don't have any data at this time to know how much longer they will last, but I gotta believe, being that it says Timken on it, and the fact that my technicians in the shop say that they go together a lot easier, and how much quieter it really is, I gotta believe it's gonna last quite a bit longer. So you guys go out and try it for 120 bucks. I say I'd gamble that all day long. So if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate, again, to reach out to myself, Alex Mitchell, here at RDO Equipment in Moorhead, and ask away any questions that you have. Type them in the comments of this video. Like and subscribe to our channel so you can keep up with all the updates, all this fun stuff that we're doing. And we'll see you later. Thanks for watching.